Good morning and welcome to Morning Pulse and Active Citizens. My name is Sharon Enemchuku. Joining me live in the studio, I have with me my co-host, Ms. Ifoma Oji. Good morning and how are you doing?
Good morning, Sharon. Good morning, Nigerians. I'm doing great, as always.
All right, welcome to the conversation. Now,
thank you.
We're going straight to the conversation for today. Governor Soludo has banned traditionalists from conducting rituals in open rivers across Anambra State, and that video has got a lot of people talking. We'll have a look at that video and then come back to the studio. Let's have a look.
Religion up here? Yes. But don't interfere with others. Okay? Don't go to the water, the stream, the society where I in Chamwe. Okunuka the Febene. If I say, ndị na-aka ụka ebe a je efe megịnị banye n'ime fensị ebe a je megịnị ka ụka ịkasị ụka ịpụta mana mgbe ịbazi je blọk ọ dị road onye ọbụla siwere aga so na ebe a ka ị na-aka nke mana nsogbu dị so ndị eze nwaanyị anyị wee sịba ndị na-ama achụsị anyị si n'aja isi nọ na mmiri ịfụrọ mmiri ife ị na-agwọ ọkọ ma ife ama adịile jee goro buta what? You go Buddha. Well, this local Ivan local Bowella. What do I really? Na baby. You might even in a mimitai then never million back. I for quiet now our river. I cannot buy all over. You know? I know my bag. Typhoid, Benatano. Well, Obolo nitrogen sinaja is no of Baleno, Giga Dobia. Etrosia, Pocotaya, Bana compound, Idelo Causo. Wow. You can't call them. Wow. Who's our banner? Yeah, come here, baby. But I fall in the law, put up on the law by in somewhere. I Puaka. A Baco talk at the freedom of religion up here. The man can and them here. But don't interfere with others. Okay? Don't go to the water, the street.
Alright, we just saw that video and that is coming from Governor Charles Soludo addressing the people of Anambra concerning performing public rituals in rivers and streams that are supposed to be for the society, for the entire society. And he has also talked about churches conducting their services within the confines of the church and the land that they have gotten for the sole purpose of worship and not disturbing the citizens or the residents of Anambra State. Ifoba, what's your take?
Okay, couple of things. Greetings to Nigeria once more. I'll start with the performance of rituals in rivers or stream. For me, I think it's just pollution, because I don't see a reason whereby you want to serve a certain god and you're performing it in a general river, you're performing it in streams where some people go to wash clothes, some people go to, do all that reasonable things. You're going to perform rituals there. I think I love the fact that he came up with this new development. It's a welcome development. At least we are going to see sanity in our streams and in our rivers.
Yes.
You understand? Because you see some of them, they will tie baby and throw it inside the river. Saying they tie certain, people. If you want to
food stuff.
Yes, if you want to practice a certain religion or serve a certain god, do that in your house. If you want to break any egg or any yolk, whatever you want to do it in your house. There's this stuff where the side that I stay, if you're going home, if I'm going home, I'll see eggs being broken in the middle of the road. You see calabash in the middle of the road. I'm like, where do these people reason from? Why are you worshiping where people are passing? What message are you trying to pass? Are you trying to endanger the lives of people that are passing, or what exactly is the motive? I don't really understand. And it's really good that, I mean, it should be secluded in your house, inside your house. If you want it, just like what he said,
you can have your personal shrine.
Yes, if you want your water there. Yes, thank you. You can get water in the bowl and then do whatever rituals you want to do. If you want a road that is divided into 4, you can use your leg, just like how he demonstrated. Divide the road into 4 and break whatever egg you want to break there. Stop disturbing the sanctity of people's livelihoods and people's movement that you're serving against God. And as regards the church service, erecting buildings at residential areas, I think it's been a long time coming.
Right.
Where I stay, Sharon, it's as if it's every day that they hold church service or church programs. Every day you'll be hearing fire, 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 fire. In my mind, I'm like, the devil that you're firing all this way, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, is he not dead yet? Why are you disturbing the peace of people that are living in a certain area? You go to work in the morning, come back at night, that you're supposed to rest your head, and you're hearing different noise coming from churches. I think it's a long time, coming. We need all those things.
I like that you also said that, and honestly speaking, it is because our country is, if we're being honest, we're a very religious country, and it doesn't just have to be Christianity. Whenever you see any group of people in Nigeria practicing any religion, they tend to do it to the fullest, and even most times overdo it and just become extremists. If you see Christians, right, like you mentioned, in the middle of the night, especially in residential areas, you'll be hearing noises in the middle of the night, or just in the middle of the road, or in markets, preaching at very loud volumes. Or you see, like the traditionalists that the governor mentioned, conducting your rituals in public spaces. I would think that anything that is sacred should be done in private, right? It should be done within the confines of your personal space and not in general public. So let's talk about how we think people are going to receive this particular news from the governor. For Anambra State, we're seeing the sit-at-home ban. He has gone ahead to ban sit-at-home, and it seems as though people are gradually adjusting to the sit-at-home on Monday. Now how do you see people adjusting to this one?
When we talked about the sit-at-home order and how it was banned, I said that the approach towards the sit-at-home order was actually wrong for me. How he took everything, how he implemented it was wrong. But was it long time coming that it needs to be abolished? Yes. How he goes about it is the problem I had with him. And it's really cool that when someone does something that we should commend the person, when you do something that it's not to the interest of the public, you bash the person so that the person can rethink and maybe see if he can do things in a way that people would be responsive towards it. And this particular thing now, how is the public or the residents of Anambra State going to perceive this? I think majority of people living in Anambra State are going to see this in good faith, because just like as I explained to you that I felt really uncomfortable going home and I'm seeing these rituals on the road, same thing goes to people that are leaving their houses and they are seeing things like this, or people will be in their houses, they'll be hearing noises from churches and the rest. It's a nuisance. So I think people are really going to welcome it, but where it's going to be a caveat is for people that are traditionalists, people that practice this type of worship and the rest of them. This is where it's going to be a bottleneck for them, but they should equally realize that you cannot be trying to make yourself comfortable or worship a certain God and you are discomforting other people. I think where someone else's right ends, another person's right begins.
I like that you said that. And as Nigerians practicing different religions and we even speak different languages, it is very important that we learn to accommodate one another in in the same space, in the same environment, so that we can thrive, because these are the things that might bring about issues and unnecessary quarrels. But we're moving to the next story, which is honestly at this point a never-ending news. It's the news about gunmen abducting 6 worshippers in Ondo Church. Now, gunmen have gone ahead to abduct 6 worshippers from a Celestial Church situated in the whole local government area of Ondo State. Now, eyewitness report states that the community indicated that the armed men invaded the church premises during a night service. Now, after the entire situation, we are seeing that the spokesperson for the Ondo State Police Command has come out to confirm the development, and he has explained that the victims were reportedly taken to obviously an unknown location by the attackers. Let's talk about these incessant attacks back to back. It has been an unbroken trail at this point, where we're seeing abductors living with abductees, and sometimes we don't even know what becomes of them. At the end of this particular news, I'm sure that we might hear ransom calling for a huge outrageous amount for ransom in order to release these people. But to you, Ifoma, this attack again, let's talk about it, because we can't see it and act like it's not there.
Let me take us back to 5th June 2022, where on a Pentecost Sunday, St. Francis Xavier Church was attacked by armed men during their Sunday service, leaving about 40 persons dead. This is the same Owo church, the same church, and a lot of people injured. Now, up till today, we are yet to hear that a certain number of people who perpetrated that act were arrested. And this is the same incident happening or reoccurring again. And we are yet to hear any form of arrest. And they still killed people. You know, sometimes we talk about this, I am just dumbfounded. I don't know what to say. Most of the times I see these attacks online, the way I scroll past it immediately, because I can't find myself reminiscing or having to think about how, or the pains, the agony the family of those people that have died are left with. I'm not even talking about me as maybe a media personality deliberating on this and how it's affecting my mental health. I'm talking about the families that are affected. I'm talking about the people that died, no justice for people that died in Owo Church in 2022. Up to date, about 40 or more than 40 of them. And now this is a recurring incident. Where is the police? Where is the military? Are they not supposed to buckle up their boots in 2022 when there was this kind of attack? Are they not supposed to be a base, maybe military or police base, in those places in Ondo State? This is another attack. You know, the governments that we live in or we dwell in function when they are always reactive rather than being proactive. I say it's not once, not twice. I literally mention it every single time. And it's as if it's when they clear the entire Nigeria that they will do their due diligence. I don't really know how long we are going to talk and reiterate on this. I don't know how much time we are going to, how much commiseration we are going to send to the families of the attack. I don't know how long we are going to keep on doing this, but I'm just going to say this to communities and to Nigerians. We already know that we don't have trust in the institutions, especially the institution that is meant to protect who their primary responsibility is meant to protect the lives and properties of Nigerians. They failed woefully to that particular section or sector, and it's left for you as the head of the family in whatever family you are the head in, the head of the community, the head of the state, wherever, which parastatal that you are, it is now left for you to ensure that you protect the community, you ensure that you protect your family, because the government is not coming to do that for you. So you need to do that for yourself.
Well said, Ifoma, and it is very heartbreaking that we get to hear news like this, and it would also be sort of being selfish when we talk about how it makes us feel, because for the families of these people, we can only imagine how much this has changed their entire lives. Now, there are events or incidents that happen and you can just get up from it and leave again, but there are just certain incidents that are lifelong. It has a lifelong effect and it has a lifelong impact on you. Now, for people who have lost their fathers, lost their moms, lost their siblings to attacks, to the cold hands of kidnappers, their lives can never remain the same. Yes, they would move on from it, but there is a vacuum that has been created just because the life of a loved one has been taken so shortly, so abruptly, and they were not fought for. Justice has not been served. And I am sure when you have conversations with the victims of these things, they will tell you that this has even happened years back, where right now they're living with the news, they're finding their ways around the trauma, around the pain. Now, we don't even talk about the people that escaped from the hands of these people. We've also heard news about people that were rescued from the hands of kidnappers, but they ended up dying just because you really can't tell the trauma, you really can't tell what they went through, what they saw. Some people can't stomach it, some people can't live with themselves again after coming out from such situations and becoming a shadow of themselves. You don't know what people go through, and it is high time that the government really, I don't advocate for sentimental politics, but when you have issues that have to do with people's lives, it is high time we become sentimental to the struggles of people, to the loss of people, to the pains of people. Maybe then we will have a different approach. We'll have a more urgent approach to situations and cases like this. And this brings me to the last story for today. It is the story of course, the new IG of police in person of Disu. We saw yesterday, we also treated that the former IG now, who is Kayode Egbetokun, was sacked by the president and another reinstated. We'll have a look at a speech from the latest IG of police and then come back to the studio.
It means a lot to me because I have the love of my profession, the love of the country, and it came at a time I was not expecting it. That makes me give thanks to the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria for his magnanimity to see me fit to be appointed as the Inspector General of Police.
Okay, so what would the President seems to believe so much in you. He spoke glowingly of you, of your career. He knows a lot about your past. So what does this do as in form of encouragement towards the assignment you have at hand?
The President mentioning a lot of activities about me, mentioning areas I've worked, mentioning successes I've recorded as a policeman, brought emotion to me, almost brought me to tears. It shows the President took his time to monitor officers working everywhere in the country, and it shows the President was throwing a challenge at me to go out there and do what I'm known for and ensure that I bring peace, recognition, and co to the country.
What will be your top priority for Nigeria?
My top priority, like one of the first lectures I'm going to have with my men, I'm going to talk to them, let them know that the citizen of the country are the boss. It's very, very important for them to know that no police anywhere in the world can succeed without the cooperation of members of the public. I'm going to ensure that I take their welfare into consideration because people who are motivated are putting their best.
So what charge will you be giving to your men and officers for the public to know and keen into your vision for the police?
I will let them know that the area of impunity is over I will ensure that I train them and encourage them to ensure they follow human rights. I will ensure that they know that I will try to follow a regime of zero tolerance to corruption. And most importantly, I'm going to drum it into them that we can never succeed without the cooperation of members of the public. I will make sure I do so. And most importantly, again, the country is facing a particular problem now, issue of banditry, insurgency. I know all police officers around have been doing their best. They are hardworking people. All I need to do is to channel their morale and their thoughts to make it better.
Saw that video from the new IG of police, and he made some valiant points that I would like us to touch on. But before we do that, we'll take a look at a video from the attack we spoke about earlier in Ondo State. Let's have a look.
A scene of the kidnapping yesterday at Celestial Show. So we landed from source that 7 people were taken away, but we were still on the investigation. So vouching for the whole OIC to take note of this and also pray for the release of one of our members which have been abducted by the kidnappers, that they should find mercy and grace so they can be released. Though security agencies are on ground now, and a search on the victims are in progress. May God help us all. You can see Amotekwa on ground. So God will help us.
Now that is the video showing the after scene of the kidnapping, after the bandits kidnapped and the terrorists kidnapped and took away people in Ondo State during their night service at a church in Ondo. Now comparing this to the point that the new idea of police mentioned about working with the members of the public and how it is not possible to achieve success when the police force does not work hand in hand with the community. Let's talk about this for a bit, and also the fact that he mentioned the need for motivating the police officers, because when they're better motivated they can put in their best.
Okay, the new IG of police made serious points, and I'll just give it to him. I know when we discussed this, I said that he might actually be the round peg in the round hole, but that time would definitely tell. And I think the time has started ticking now, which is starting with this incident that happened in Ondo State. So that is his first primary assignment, to ensure that these people that were abducted are rescued and reunited with their family. And the issue of insecurity in Nigeria, they bring it to nothing less, because it has really scaled to a large extent that is as if it has now overpowered the security institutions. So I really need to see that come to an end. But I'm just going to tell you a lot of expectations that I have. I am looking forward to a policing that will, just like what the new police IG said now, will ensure welfareism of the policemen and women, because it is only when you are motivated, it is only when you are catered for, that you can give in your best. You cannot be paid 20,000 naira, 50,000, 100,000 naira, and you expect me to risk my life to save people. If there are ways that people will find, just like what we see in the street where police extort, is other ways for them to earn a living, because what they earn is not commensurate to the effort they put in, and it's not literally going anywhere for them and their family. So I'm looking forward to seeing a policing that will not extort people anymore, a policing that will not intimidate people, a policing that will not tear gas innocent protesters. I'm looking forward to a policing that will not criminalize innocent citizens who comes to report crimes to them but end up as victims. I'm looking forward to a policing that makes people like police, because they will tell you that police is your friend, but I think the reverse is the case. The police are our enemies. So I'm looking forward to seeing a police that will truly be Nigerian friends. I'm looking forward to a policing that will train and retrain their personnel, not just about giving them mental rehabilitation, but I'm seeing more updated training. Of recent, that should be 2 days ago, I saw a video on the internet where a foreigner, they were two, came to Nigeria and they were stopped by a police officer, asked them for their papers, and at the end of the day, I'm just going to summarize it, he asked them to come down from the vehicle, that he would like to offer them drinks. This is a police officer that is on duty offering a foreigner alcohol while on duty. Are you encouraging them to drive while drinking? I don't really or drink while driving. These are the things that we need to really put in place. The police sector needs serious refurbishment and reform. And I'm looking forward to policing that when people that are retired, people that are tired, retire. Not people that are tired will be reinstated into office, because that is exactly what happened in the tenure of Alberto Kunso, who is supposed to have been resting because he's tired. He doesn't even know what he's doing anymore. Transmission he doesn't know anymore, so he should go and rest. And I'm looking more, just like I said, to logistics. You call to report is an incident that happened in a certain area, to tell you that they don't have fuel in their vehicles. So I'm really I'm looking forward to all these things being put in place.
I think that it is high time that we also pay attention to the fact that whenever we see any move from the presidency, we somehow expect that would be a complete turnaround for the sector that is mentioned or the sector that is affected, even though we expect so much from the new idea of police. But really, there is so much more that can be done or should be done in the police force and within the police force for us to see great results. And it's not just by appointing one person or appointing the IG. There should be other little things that I'm sure that they have also seen within themselves that they can correct. This issue, there are so many issues. If we sit down to start listing them, we will not leave here today. But also, we'll say congratulations to now for the new position that has been given to Disu as the ID of police, and we expect to see him put in all of these things that he said in that particular video into action. But right here, we have to call it a wrap on the show today. Thank you very much, Ifeoma for doing this with me, and of course to our viewers for watching, liking, sharing, commenting. If you're yet to follow us across all media, do well to do that at Active Citizens. So we see you later today. Do have a good morning.